Hey friends, today I wanted to share a quick tip, which is how I do back loop only invisible decreases. So I use back loop only invisible decreases to create a flat bottom on a shaped amigurumi like Grogu, Baby Yoda here, or if I was doing princess or someone who's wearing a dress or a robe. Now, I use invisible decreases when I am working in all my animals and dolls. But when I need to do back loop only decrease, I like to keep it invisible, and I want to share with you how I do that. So let's just dive right in. In this row, it's going to be the start of the bottom that will ultimately look like this. And what I'm going to do is this row is 3 single crochet followed by a decrease. And I'm going to do that all the way around. And I'll show you how I do that invisible back loop only. So I'm going to start back loop only. 3 single crochets. 2. And 3. And here is where the magic happens. All right. So a normal invisible decrease, you're going to work just in those front loops, but because we're only using back loops in this row, I'm going to go in the first back loop, then I'm going to pick up this second back loop, and then I'm going to single crochet into that, and that is what the invisible decrease looks like back loop only. So I'm going to do that all the way around. 3 more singles, 1, 2, and 3, and then one more time. Here's the decrease in this back loop, back in through this other back loop, and then finish the decrease. One more, 1, 2, 3, and the decrease again up close. In through the front of this one, through the back of that one, and decrease. So I'm going to do that the rest of the way around. And last 1, 2, 3, and in that front of that one, then back out that one, and decrease. And then I will continue to close the bottom using normal decreases in the round using both loops. I'm going to do that and come back and then show you how to finish the bottom. Okay, I have finished this bottom and I am going to close it up, and then I will demonstrate how to do the flat bottom. So step 1 really of this flat bottom, once we've done this invisible decrease on the back loops, we've got these front loops here to use again, but I'm going to use this to help flatten the bottom. So once I've closed it, I stick my needle back down through the middle like it's a belly button, pull it out just somewhere on the back, pull it tight, and that kind of flattens this out a little bit, makes it less of a bump. Then I'll just stick it back through a couple times to hide and secure the end. The final piece of creating the flat bottom is to go around the front loops with a row of single crochet. So the way I do that is I have a slip knot on my hook, and I start in the back. And I just pick a spot kind of centered in the back, to join with a single crochet. Not a slip, but a single crochet. And I like to tuck in my end as I go, so I do less sewing. So I do a single crochet in the first of these front loops that are left from our decrease row. So I'm just going to go around this whole edge, single crocheting in these front loops that were left from my first decrease row. Once this tail is tucked in enough, I can ignore it and just trim it when I'm all done. Just go all the way around. All right, then we get back to that end to make a nice smooth end. What I'm going to do is pull this all the way through on that last stitch, and then I am going to sew this end together. I'm going to put it through the first stitch of the row and then back in through the stitch it came from. For a very smooth edge. And then this goes down in to hide and pull that tight a little bit. In and out a couple times. Just like the other end. Okay, then we trim that one, and then we trim this one. And we have a nice flat bottom for our little Grogu's, or any other creation you might make with a robe or a dress. All right, I hope that was helpful. Happy crocheting.